special test. You have to review the year, Rory, and you have 3 minutes to do it in go.
Right, OK. Thank you, Andy. Well, I'm actually here to fill in for two politicians who couldn't make it. George Osborne, who's still in Dublin, where he was invited to go and switch off the Christmas lights, and Nick Clegg, who promised to be here. In fact, he signed a pledge to say he'd come, so there's absolutely no chance of him making it here today. And we did try Liz Hurley, but she's worn out. We even tried Charles and Camilla, but they were held up in traffic.
I must say, students these days are so helpful. Only the other day, we were stuck at the traffic lights, and about 100 of them rushed up and offered to give us a push. I said, that's awfully kind. We're on our way to the Royal Variety Show. Do you know who's on the bill? And one chap very helpfully shouted, "Take that!" Marvellous.
2010 saw many people's lives made a misery by forces of nature apparently beyond anyone's control, such as snow, volcanic ash, and bankers. The era of New Labour ended in April when Gordon Brown finally made the trip to the palace to ask the Queen's permission to hold an election. Only if you ask nicely. Go on your knees and beg. Philip, get a camera, I'm going to put this on Facebook.
Whose idea was it to put me with that ridiculous, bigoted woman? No, not that one, not that one.
And when it came to the result of the election, well, who would have thought it?
Would you please welcome our winners, David Cameron and his dance partner, Nick Clegg. One doing the bossa nova, the other doing the bossa favour.
Which brings us to Vince Cable, the Vera Lynn of the economic blitz, who's now turned into the bumbling prison officer Barraclough from the television show Porridge.
Well, I'd really rather you didn't increase tuition fees, Fletcher. Well, but if you have to... now, Fletcher, if you do cut child benefit, I'm really going to have to draw a line in the sand there.
But to the Tory leader, this is just what the public voted for.
Look, when we stood, both Nick and I, when we stood for election, we said, look, vote for change. And the first thing we've changed is the promises we made that got us elected. Or rather, didn't get us elected.
Labour chose a new leader as Ed Miliband, or Kim Jong-Ed, as he's known in the family, defeated his brother by an overwhelming minority. The new leader owed his candidacy to Neil Kinnock, who declared that
Ed has got the X Factor.
Yes, yet again the X Factor. So in a few years' time we won't have a parliament, we'll just have Louis Walsh sitting in the Speaker's chair saying,
I love the speech, I absolutely love the speech. You've got the words, you've got the delivery, you've got a great recording voice, you're going to go all the way. You've absolutely got the X Factor, Ed.
The year saw the deaths of many people who had become national institutions. Norman Wisdom, Michael Foot, Alexander McQueen, and New Labour.
Now, come on, we may not be in government, but by God, we're in the bookshops. Row after row of Tony Blair's Journey, My Third Man. The only problem is, should they be stacked under fiction or crime?
First into the remaindered bin was Tony Blair's book, My Journey, the profits from which Blair gave to charity.
Well, you know, Carl, it was the right thing to do. I mean, otherwise, only two people would have read it. John Chilcott to use as evidence, and Pastor Terry Jones to light a ruddy great bonfire and annoy the Muslims. And that's my job, right? Okay? And George Bush's. And he's got a book out as well. You know, folks keep asking me how come it's taken me 2 years to finish my first book. I say, look, I'm a slow reader. And I had to colour in the pictures as well. And with the royalties, I intend to take Laura on a 2-week waterboarding vacation. You're surprised what you can get out of your wife that way. Good advice there for Prince William as we look forward to his wedding next year, when all the papers rush to be the first to publish the pictures of the happy couple before they turn up on WikiLeaks. There you go. Thanks.
Very clever, very fast. Thanks so much, Rory. And now to the